Hello everybody, my name is Jay. I'm one of the expert IELTS teachers here at E2 Language. Let's take a look at this question type in IELTS Writing Task 2, which is discuss both views. Before we get to the question, let's take a look at what we're going to do today. Okay, so what we're going to do in this lesson is we're going to firstly analyze the task and we're going to plan accordingly. You need to plan before you write on test day, and you should spend about 4 minutes on your plan. It might feel like a bit of a waste of time, but in fact, it's not going to be a waste at all. Then we're going to follow the structure. Of course, there is no set structure for any of these essays. You need to be flexible on test day. You need to know how to write a single idea paragraph or a double idea paragraph. You might even include a third body paragraph in your essay. It all depends on the question prompt and how you plan for it. And we're also going to write with the criteria in mind. This will take up about 32 minutes of our time before we finally check our work at the end, because we should leave about 4 minutes to make sure we're not including any silly mistakes. Okay, let's analyze the task and plan accordingly. Okay, let's take a look at the question prompt here. Some people think that scientific work on plants and food is good. Others think it is dangerous. Discuss both views. So here we can see both of these views. Some people think that meddling with plants and food is a good thing. Others don't. We're going to have to discuss both of these ideas. Okay, so when we plan, we might sketch up something like this on our piece of paper. Scientific work on plants and food is good. And the second part of the question, scientific work on plants and food is dangerous. For the part that says that it is good, we might say why, because it has great potential to save lives. For example, golden rice gives extra vitamins in that particular food source. The effect being that it has better nutrition and it prevents famine. And if no development, it's hard to feed the global population. So we have lots of information that we can include there on why meddling with plants or making changes to plants and food scientifically is a good idea. What about the other view? Well, scientific work on plants and food is dangerous. We can talk about how it's bad for the environment, like there's hormones in cattle and GM crops, and this leads to potential long-term problems. There are also health risks. Some claim that there are links between GM food and factory farming with autism and allergies. So we have some information there we can include in our second part, or the second view there. Okay, let's now follow the structure. Of course, as I said at the start, there is no set structure. There's different ways to approach this, which will be helpful. So I'm obviously going to include an introduction. Every essay needs an introduction. I'm going to start with a background statement about the topic. It'll be kind of broad, but what it's going to do is set the context for the essay, okay? Then I'm going to write a more specific statement, which will also, of course, be about the task. Then the third part of my introduction will be my answer. I'm actually going to say what I'll write about, plus I'm going to give my position on this, my opinion. Even though it didn't ask me for my opinion, I can still give my opinion throughout. That's fine, and it's probably a good idea. Then we have body paragraph 1, where I'll talk about the first view. And in body paragraph 2, I'll talk about the second view. This will be followed by a conclusion where I again start with a broad statement about the topic. Then I summarize the arguments, and I'll also include my opinion as well. Okay, so this question prompt didn't ask for my opinion. It just said to discuss both views. However, I am going to give my opinion, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to include my own view in the introduction. If you look closely at the criteria, this is what the examiners are looking for in your writing. And we zoom in on task response here. It says here to get 7 or above, you need to provide a clear position throughout the response, okay? And if we look down here, if you want to get a 3, it does not express a clear position. So obviously it's important, if you want to get 7 or above, to include our position or our view or our opinion. So there's no danger in giving your opinion. even if it's not asked for. The examiner always wants to know your position or what you think. Okay, back to the body paragraphs now. So we're going to decide what type of paragraph we're going to choose or use in our essay based on our analysis of the task and our plan. Again, it could be a single idea paragraph or a double idea paragraph. It just depends on test day. Okay, now let's write this essay with the criteria in mind. So, of course, the criteria are task response, coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, and grammatical range and accuracy. To refresh your memory of what these mean and what they are, please read this carefully. Okay, let's look at a sample now. And just to refresh our memory of the task, some people think that scientific work on plants and food is good. Others think it is dangerous. Discuss both views. So here's my single idea paragraph. I've decided to use a single idea paragraph in this essay for paragraph 1. That is, I'm going to provide a point or a topic sentence, which I'm then going to explain and then give an example, show an effect, and then provide a link back to the task. Pause this video, read that paragraph carefully, and see if you can see the structure within the paragraph there. My second paragraph is going to be different. This time I'm going to use a double idea paragraph. I'm going to provide an umbrella statement, which then leads into my point 1, which I extend, and my point 2, which I then extend. Pause the video and see if you can see the double idea structure within this paragraph. Okay, let's take a look at task response now. Did I answer all parts of the question? Did I discuss both views? In other words, did I present a clear position or opinion throughout? Although it didn't ask me for my opinion, I gave it anyway. I didn't go into detail, but it is clear throughout the essay. Did I present, extend, and support my ideas? I certainly did within those paragraphs with my examples and my explanations, etc. And of course, I stayed on topic. I didn't write off topic there. Okay, now let's look at coherence and cohesion. Did I organize my information logically? Did I use paragraphs? And did I use a range of linking devices appropriately? Well, if you look closely at the essay, you can see that I've used not just discourse markers like however or although, but I've also used a range of pronouns that refer back to different parts of the essay or different information, like such interference. This is primarily because such techniques, not only, but this knowledge, despite this, the first is. You can see that by using these words, it creates a really nice readable structure for your essay. Lexical resource. Did I demonstrate a wide range of vocabulary? Was that vocabulary precise and was it spelled correctly? Maybe you want to pause the video and just take a look at some of the vocabulary that I've used throughout this essay. And finally, grammatical range and accuracy. Did I demonstrate a wide range of structures? That is, simple sentences, compound sentences, compound, complex sentences, and most importantly, did I use sentence types that have clauses like which or that, or sentences that start with an although or whereas that create those two-part sentences because they're critical? Was my grammar accurate, and did I use correct punctuation? Okay, lastly, the last thing you need to do is check your work. You need to make sure that you don't include any silly mistakes. So there are common errors that you'll find in IELTS essays, including all of these. Let's take a look at some of them in the essay now. Technological advancements has had a profound effect to all aspects of our lives. Whoa! You can see these little errors here. Can you fix them? Pause the video, see if you can identify what the error is. Is it a preposition or a verb tense or a word choice error, something like that? And can you fix it? Hopefully you did this. Technological advancements have had a profound effect on, it has an effect on, as well as all the other little errors there. They will cost you if you don't find them and fix them. Cool, all right, so on test day, you need to analyze the task, Plan accordingly. That'll take about 4 minutes. Then you need to follow a structure, not necessarily a set structure. You need to be flexible on test day. You need to look at that task and decide, okay, I'm going to plan like this. Therefore, I'm going to use a single idea paragraph here and a double idea paragraph here, or vice versa, or 2 singles or 2 doubles. It totally depends on test day. What you always need to do, however, is write with the criteria in mind before finally checking your work. Cool bananas, how was that? Hopefully you have a better idea of the type of essay, which is the discuss both views. Now you should definitely go ahead and write one of these essays for yourself.